Hey guys, so the video that you're about to watch is not scripted like my usual content here on the main channel. It is an edited down section of a live stream I did yesterday. We played some Star Wars Battlefront 2 for May the 4th, and I did a lot of talking about Star Wars and just my thoughts on the franchise, the state of it right now, and just as a whole. And I thought it would be interesting and entertaining to edit down and put up here on the main channel. So I hope you guys enjoy. More scripted content is on the way. If you do enjoy what you're about to see here, please go check out my Twitch channel, link in the description, as well as the VODs channel if you can't catch them live. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have fun. Happy Star Wars Day. Alright, yeah, so that's the plan now, is to finish Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest. We can be Leia!
Enemy grounds have been reinforced with
Look at how she runs. I like how we're not a Jedi or anything, we just... I mean, not that Leia being a Jedi was, like, ever a huge thing. I don't even think in Legends that they did a lot with that. That was, like, kind of the point. I'm a princess. I'm a princess, and I won. You love to see it. You know what always kind of annoyed me? Is, like, Star Wars... So I would have a lot of, I guess we'll take Mustafar. Oh, wait. Let's get some new units. Oh, I can't afford them. Because I spent all my money on... I spent all my money on Princess Leia! Chat, maybe this game isn't as interesting as it was when I was 9. Whatever. I was gonna say, I genuinely don't remember what I was gonna say. Hey, Editing Robbie poking her head in here to just say that I got completely distracted by the game, but what I was going to say was it always annoyed me how Star Wars guidebooks and stuff would always say that Luke and Leia's homeworlds were Tatooine and Alderaan, when it literally isn't. They were both born on Polis Massa. I watched Revenge of the Sith. I don't know why that's so hard. That's it. That's all I got. Run over the Imperial scum in my 2001 Honda Civic, I must. Big fan of the fact that the most effective way to kill stormtroopers in this thing is just to fucking run them over. Get off my car! Get out of my car! Alright, let's see if the Bothan Spy is any good. I forgot they shot the fucking poo-poo gas. Oh my god. Chad, I hate the Bothan Spy. I don't like playing as them. I don't want to do this. Oh, the disintegrator. I'm getting annihilated. I mean, maybe if I mean, that would have been a lot of fun to use in, like, Battlefront 2 2018. Right? That's when that game came out? I don't even remember. Yeah, no, it was. It was 2018. No. 2017. It was 2017, because it was right... It was right around when The Last Jedi came out. Can I just say, since I have no desire to ever... I played the shit out of that game for years. Until they stopped, supporting, like, adding new shit to it. Can I just say, the crate map on Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the best map in the game. The crate map is so cool. The crate map almost makes The Last Jedi worth it. Guys, I'm not a chud. Hey, if you're new here and you're coming here to watch Star Wars stuff, I'm not a chud, I promise. I promise you I am not a chud. I have normal opinions about Star Wars. I think that The Last Jedi is bad on its own merits, and not because they made Luke Skywalker a bum. I mean, it is bad because they made Luke Skywalker a bum, but that's besides the point. I promise you I have normal opinions on Disney Star Wars. Mainly because I don't call it Disney Star Wars. TLJ is masterfully shot and framed, the story is disjointed, and frankly feels like it was from an entirely different trilogy. That is literally my opinion. That is, like, almost exactly what I would have said about it myself. I saw my reticle turn red for a second. I'm out for blood. Watch the final Star Wars movie from the modern trilogy on your with your boyfriend on a pirated website. Honestly, I don't even blame you. The Last Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker sucks even more. Rise of Skywalker fucking blows. I hate that movie. It had captions, and one of the captions on the pirated website was "Death to America." That's kind of how I felt walking out of Rise of Skywalker, actually, yeah. You know, I played the Fortnite event. The Rise of Skywalker Fortnite event, where you actually got to see Palpatine's "I'm back, bitches" message. I was there. I was in the trenches. We're Han Solo! Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Give me 1 second. You know exactly what I'm doing. You know exactly what the fuck I'm about to do. You know exactly what the fuck I'm about to do. Whatever joke you think I'm about to make, it is exactly that joke. Alright, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. It's if you think it's loud on your end, it's even louder on my end. J.J. Abrams botched Star Trek to get his hands on Star Wars and then botched Star Wars. Well, here's the thing. Force Awakens is a decent movie. Like, it's not a bad movie. And I've been saying this since 2019, since I stepped out of that theater. They should have just gone with the original plan. They should have, instead of, because it's emblematic of the way that Disney has been treating Star Wars, is they are so reactionary and will just bow to any fucking chud that starts bitching on the internet about how, oh, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they ruined Star Wars. Disney sucks. And it's like, hey, asshole, these guys will bitch over anything. Do you think these guys actually care about the quality of the story? No, they're bitching because you put a black woman in Star Wars. And now we don't get season 2 of the fucking Acolyte. These guys aren't normal. It's so lame. It's so lame. Han's death was poorly built up. That's fair. That's a fair opinion to have. I disagree, but that's a fair opinion to have. Ferris and Horde. Oh yeah, they wasted Finn. That was disgusting. I don't blame John Boyega for being pissed off and not wanting to come back. I wouldn't either if they fucked me over like that. But no, everything they do is just reacting to some weird right-wing man-child bitching on the internet. I'm not afraid to say that. And I'm not saying that every criticism for this stuff is just that, because that around when that movie came out, that's what a lot of it felt like. It was either you hated the movies because you were racist, or people thought you hated the movies because you're racist, because they think you're racist. Star Wars was, against all odds, safer with George Lucas. That's not untrue. That's not untrue. See, I think I'm watching I took a break from Star Wars for a while. Because after season 3 of The Mandalorian came out, I'm like, alright, man, I'm fucking done. I'm taking a break from Star Wars. This shit sucks. Season 3 of The Mandalorian was so fucking bad, dude. Sometimes listening to criticism is good. Other times, like if you're making a trilogy, you gotta just stick with your plan. Yeah, 100%. Dave Filoni can't direct a show. So anyway, I'm finally watching Ahsoka for the first time. I grew up watching The Clone Wars. I watched Rebels as it was releasing. I'd say I grew up watching that, but I was in high school. I was a junior in high school when Rebels ended. I liked Rebels a lot more than I did when I first watched it. I can definitely say that. Oh, I'm just gonna go kill this guy. That'll be faster than taking this and then waiting. I think, yeah, I just think Dave Filoni can't write a good show. I don't think he's a good director. He's a talented guy. He knows Star Wars. He's not a good director. And it's like, okay, well, but he learned from George Lucas. He was trained by George Lucas. Yeah, I can fucking tell. I thought that was the common opinion after the prequels came out, that George Lucas didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I grew up watching the prequels. I love Revenge of the Sith. I love parts of Phantom Menace. I can't defend Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones sucks. Revenge of the Sith is awesome. I love the Phantom Menace. I love Darth Maul. I still haven't watched the new show yet. I'm getting caught up on other shit. I love Darth Maul. I love Jar Jar Binks. I have a Jar Jar Binks tapestry hanging over my bed. If you think I'm not about this shit, you don't know me very well. I thought we were all in agreement, because I had to hear this growing up, that George Lucas didn't know what the fuck he was doing. That George Lucas wasn't a good director. That George Lucas doesn't know how to write dialogue to save his goddamn life. Oh, but now we love George. Now we love George, and George could do no wrong, and the prequels were actually underrated and good. Which, like, I'll defend them, but, like, I love Revenge of the Sith, but, like, let's not delude ourselves. Let's not delude ourselves into thinking that this guy can write dialogue, that he can write human characters. Let's not rewrite history. You had a Jar Jar Binks plushie that doubled as an alarm clock. That's so awesome. Loving the growing literacy against poorly written angst. That was why I liked the prequels growing up. Was because I related to angsty teenage Anakin so much. That is the best written part of the prequels. Is the angst that Anakin is going through. His actual directing within the confines of terrible writing. Okay. That's fair. See, and I can't defend Dave Filoni. I'm sorry. He cannot direct this shit. Dave Filoni is the director on Ahsoka, right? I'm not, like, talking out of my complete ass. And I like Dave Filoni. I think he's a good member of a story team. He's got a lot of good ideas. And there are a lot of good ideas in Ahsoka. I'm only, like, I think we just watched the 4th episode. I like all the samurai shit they're doing. I think it's really fucking cool. I think treating Ahsoka like she's this, like, Ronin who doesn't really follow a this code that she's been disillusioned with the Jedi code. Like, that's a great direction to take the character. Outside of dialogue, the prequels told a pretty prescient story. Yeah, I completely agree. That's why I love Revenge of the Sith so much, because it feels like I'm watching this, like, larger than life opera. Like, this is a story that's been more than any other Star Wars story that I've experienced. Revenge of the Sith, at least as far as, like, visual mediums, the Revenge of the Sith feels like it's this, like, legend, this larger than life story about how, like, this like parable about a Jedi who fell in love and it wasn't allowed, and he was manipulated by everything around him into falling to the dark side. Like, more than anything else in Star Wars, it does the, like, parable type story. It's really cool. And, you know, Anakin, Hayden Christensen's really hot in that movie. Long hair Anakin is when he's at his sexiest. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion, right? Like, oh, but he did a genocide. Yeah. I didn't excuse that part. I just said he was hot. Everybody wants to make fun of these stupid fucking young men who bitch about the loneliness epidemic and are going down the alt-right pipeline, right? Rightfully so. They deserve to be made fun of for that. But when a story actually tries to tackle that and like work that into a story, we got a problem. And when it did that 15 fucking years ago, 20 years ago, actually, it was 2005. And when a movie did that decades ago, and it's part of the biggest media franchise in fucking history, with the exception of, like, fucking Pokemon, I don't know. He did it hotly, yeah! Did all of that and tapped into the global rise of fascism before it was cool. Yeah! Like, oh, but I didn't come to Star Wars for politics. I didn't come to Star Wars to watch people talk in a Senate room. Dog, how do you think wars happen? It's called Star Wars, not Star. We shoot each other in the face and don't actually examine why that is. It's also, like, not that bad. I don't understand why. I didn't even have a problem with it as a kid. I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about as a kid, but, like, I wasn't bored by it, you know? I find that so strange. It definitely wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was when Darth Maul showed up, but, like, that's still my favorite part as an adult. Having your favorite part be when Darth Maul showed up is how Sam Witwer got a career. I love Sam Witwer. He's cool. I do think it's funny that he's just been, like, the Darth Maul guy, though. It is really funny. It's called Star Wars, not Star Battlefield. Well, I mean, this is, but I see your point. The politicking in Attack of the Clones eventually wears thin, hence why it's your least favorite of the Lucas trilogies. But outside of that, it adds meat to the bones. Yes! It is a different trilogy. It's going for a different story, a different era. And I mean, that's why, like... That's why Revenge of the Sith is so cool, because it's the crumbling down of all of that. It's the fallout of this... The decade that the first two movies took place across. Basically, everyone else's opinions about Star Wars are wrong except for me. If I were to make Star Wars videos on YouTube, I would be insufferable. That's why, like, every time I see a new YouTube channel talking about Star Wars, there's like, it's like a trial period, you know? I'm waiting for them to say something about Disney Star Wars. I'm waiting for them to say something weird about Rey as a character, you know what I mean? The concept of tackling the How We Got Here for the original trilogy and its own trilogy was pretty bold, and not to put too fine a point on it, nifty. Let's start a podcast. Oh, okay, people like it because of Lego Star Wars. I get what you're saying. They're just fine to good, nothing bad, but certainly not franchise ruining as people make it out to be. Yeah, no, I will admit, if we're gonna call anything franchise ruining, we can say the sequel trilogy is the closest that they've gotten. But it's fucking Star Wars. It's never gonna go anywhere. As long as there are Star Wars shit being made, there's gonna be butts in seats. I just got done bitching about how bad season 3 of The Mandalorian was. Guess whose ass is gonna be in the theater from The Mandalorian and Grogu? You know how bad Star Wars is gonna have to be before I give up on it completely? And here's the thing, I also really want to see Jeremy Allen White's voice coming out of a hut. Are you kidding me? You know how badly I want to see the guy from The Menu, or The Bear, not The Menu, The Bear? You know how bad I want to see him as Rod the Hutt, Jabba the Hutt's little chud son that I watched Anakin change his diaper in theaters when I was 7 years old? The modern trilogy is much worse with its issues since a lot of it was not only in the movie but outside of it. Yes, I think that the reason why the sequel trilogy's issues are so much worse is because, at least for the most part, George stuck to his guns with the prequels. And it's like, it knew what it wanted to be. It knew the story that it wanted to tell. The only thing that the only thing that the sequels wanted to tell was, we need new Star Wars so we can make money and start making our $8 billion back. So just throw shit at a wall, stuff, it'll get good eventually. Lacks gumption. And yeah, and it's capitalism. It's capitalism's fault. It's like, oh, well, how did George make all that money if capitalism is the problem? How could George Lucas be anti-capitalist? It's like, dog, what the fuck else is the moral of the story? All the leaders of the separatists are, like, trade companies and banking clans. It's pretty damn clear who the bad guys are. And do you think that Disney, the largest media company in the fucking galaxy, is gonna make a blatantly anti-capitalist movie trilogy? They tried. They were like tickling the ball sack of it in The Last Jedi, but they're too scared to commit, which is the entire problem with everything about those movies, is that they're too scared to commit to fucking anything. This is turning into the Robbie bitching about Star Wars stream. Oh my god, this is awesome. If you're enjoying the content and love Star Wars, I'm not gonna claim to play Star Wars games all the time, but I fucking love it. Give me a follow and fucking subscribe to hear a trans woman yell about Star Wars. Jesus Christ, I'm like lightheaded. What are we saying? What I'm not caught up on chat. Didn't read dozens of middling Star Wars novels and buy $1,500 worth of Star Wars games at varying quality to give up on it now, which is like part of the problem, right? Like, I'll admit that's part of the problem, is people like me who don't want to give it up, who like are never going to give it up because of the nostalgia, because they know how good it can be. I get it. I get it. I'm aware. But also, I'm watching other movies. I'm experiencing other content. I just got done saying I'm going to play games that aren't Star Wars. The sequel trilogy flat out made all discussion of Star Wars so insufferable that it flat out became a slog to have an actual discussion about them that didn't devolve into someone ranting about alt-right stuff. Literally. Literally. Disney shut down the new animated movie Hoppers because it was too anti-capitalist. Is that true? I thought it just did poorly because it looked like it was... like it sucked. I just assumed that it was bad, like most stuff coming out of Disney Animation and also Pixar nowadays. I mean, I agree, the only way to save the environment is by going through non-legal means, but like... I imagine it's not as based as that makes it sound when you put it like that. Wait, capitalism's killing the environment? Every lesson that every piece of media I watched growing up was right? I think it's crazy that they call them chicken walkers. Have you ever seen a chicken in Star Wars? Some serious doubts about this capitalism guy. Mm-hmm. That's why, again, and I should specify, you know, I can ask for subs. I appreciate any support. Please do only what is like, only what you are financially able to do. You know, don't break the bank to support me because you like watching me play the funny video games and yell like an idiot. Just, you know, do what you can. I appreciate any support. Even just watching, saying something in chat every so often, I appreciate that more than you know. It brings so much joy to me that there are people who tune in every time I hit that go live button to play a little more Persona or a little more whatever. It makes me really happy, and it genuinely brings a lot of joy to my heart. That there are people who are willing to listen to me bitch about the absolute state of Star Wars. Star Wars situation is crazy. I feel good. I feel good. It's fun to like rant like a lunatic like that. Oh my god, give me something else to get mad at. I see why like these alt-right weirdos are looking for shit to get mad at. At least I recognize that it's all just a game. You know what I mean? I'm not actually like complaining about people's real lives. I'm saying that movies are bad, you know? This is fun. This feels good. It's good knowing that I can do this and be on the right side of history because I'm not fucking racist. I think I hope that made sense and doesn't make me look like a psychopath. Been banned from talking about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films by your loved ones. See, I have like a lot of family. So the reason I've been saying we've been watching it because I've been watching it with my mom, right? I had to, we were, over the past like year, I rewatched all of Clone Wars and all of Rebels with my mom because she had never seen them. And I'm like, well, so far you've only given a shit about live action shit. You're gonna watch Clone Wars before we watch Ahsoka. You're gonna understand why I've been saying that this shit is peak for the last 10 years. 15 years at that point. Not as peak as I remember. Going into this with a more critical worldview, Clone Wars is actually not God's gift to man, unfortunately. But Rebels was a lot better than I remembered, except for Season 4. Season 4 is kind of weird, but it's got a lot of really good moments. I gotta say, favorite character in Rebels, without a doubt, is Hera. Hera's fucking awesome. She is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I think she rules. So I have this whole family that'll let me bitch about Star Wars and will listen. But yeah, we did just finally get to Ahsoka. I love my mom, actually. Unpopular opinion, my mom's pretty cool. No, but my mom was like an old head Star Wars fan. My mom saw New Hope in theaters back in the day. My mom's such a big Star Wars fan, and my whole family has been. And the story I always like to tell, and this is me retelling the story from my mom, that when Empire Strikes Back finally came out, they were going to wait to watch it as a family. Why did they abandon me? I can't do this strat. Oh my god. Why would they leave me? Oh, fuck me, dude. This is gonna be a slog if I can't do that. But no, what happened was my, so the story is that they were gonna wait to go see Empire once my, grandpa was, like, got out of work, and then we're gonna go all see it as a family. Instead, my grandma picked my mom and my uncles up from school and brought them to go see the movie without him because they didn't want to wait any longer. Like, I come from a family of old head Star Wars fans. I love the run cycles in this game. This is so awesome. Here we go. Oh, the blast radius on that is so big. All right, well, if I die, I'm at least taking a bunch of you bastards out with me. This is like kind of what happened in Rogue One, actually. Okay, all right. You know what? Actually, sometimes the best pilots get out of the ship and start shooting people. I've never seen any of the Top Gun movies. I assume that's what Tom Cruise does. Yeah, wait, you're telling me that the Battlefront Classic Collection is bad? And they didn't know what the fuck they were doing when they were making this? And it's an objectively, like, inferior way to play the games? And I'm psychotic for still playing it? This is how they talk to aliens in Star Wars. And, like, droids when they don't want to have them speak English. That's right, R2, we're going to the Dagobah system. That's right, R2, we're sending them to hell. I'm just a simple bomber trying to make my way in the universe. And I don't know the controls of this game because the in-game tutorials are just wrong. This is what Alphabet Squadron is about, I think. I don't know, I didn't read it. Can a soft, submissive Y-wing find a nice A-wing to settle down with? That's a better setup to the, I think this is what Alphabet Squadron is about thing. It's all fun and games till your ship winds up Y-preg. Wow, Robbie, I didn't know you hated blatant nostalgia bait. You know, I often use the line, like, which I don't remember if I came up with that on my own or if I stole that from Ash. I like fan service. I'm a fan and I'm being serviced. It reminds me of how stupid the criticisms of the prequel trilogy were. Like, there are people who bitched about seeing Yoda with a lightsaber. Like, dog, you are just insufferable. This is the coolest shit ever. Also, that's the damn point. The whole point is that he went from using the lightsaber to not needing it. So many of people's criticisms with the prequels are answered by, yeah, that's the point, and it's fucking awesome because of it. And I'm not saying that in like people will say that about some like video game stuff, like stuff in video games where it's like, yeah, it's insufferable and awful to play on purpose. It's actually cool that it sucks. And it's like, no, actually that just means it sucks. And like, yeah, and that extends to the stuff about the dialogue in the prequels. That, like, it sucks. And to an extent, it's supposed to be awkward. That is the point. Star Wars discourse fucking sucks. Yeah, I know, fork found in kitchen, but, like, you know, I think about any, like, other game or movie series that I'm into. I don't have this much to bitch about with the fandom. Star Wars discourse. That's what it feels like. It's just, I'm so fucking tired, man. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Every time I have to see an opinion of Star Wars theories, if I have to see one of Star Wars Theory's opinions on something, it takes years off my life. I'm sorry, but how do you still have a following at all when you legitimately complained about Andor because you didn't like that they had bricks in it? You need to actually shut the fuck up. I don't mind having beef with most Star Wars YouTubers, actually. Like, I try not to bitch about other, like, people on the internet unless it's, like, a straight-up, like, right-wing grifter, like Asmongold or someone who's, like, I'm never gonna be big enough that I'll be on his radar. And if I am, it'll be part of a greater, hate campaign, in which case, wish me luck. I'm God's strongest puppy girl. I don't care. I don't care. I want to make enemies with Star Wars Theory, actually. I was watching his videos when I was a freshman in high school. I remember sitting in computers class, not paying attention and watching his videos on my phone. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You two will live long enough to see the YouTubers you watched growing up become the worst fucking people imaginable. Or just extremely insufferable. All the YouTubers you watched growing up are in one of two camps. Got better and allegations. Uh-huh. I don't know. I could not be fucked to care about Star Trek. My Star Trek opinions begin and end at feeling bad for having J.J. Abrams fuck with your franchise. Which, again, not even J.J. Abrams' fault. I want to make that clear. He shouldn't have been brought on for, he shouldn't have been brought on for Episode 9 in the first place. They should have stuck with, the original plan. Because, like, every time... Remember when they were leaking the original script for Episode 9? That shit seemed so fucking cool. That shit would have been so fucking cool compared to what it actually was. And you know what? You know what pisses me off? Is that they couldn't even commit to the plan that they had. The Battle of Exegol could have been the coolest fucking thing in any Star Wars thing ever. Every ship, everyone in the galaxy coming together to finally fight fascism. This, like, final, like, rise up moment. And it would have been so easy. It would have been so, well, not easy, but, like, so obvious to, like, put in as many references to other Star Wars shows. Be this, like, have it be the, like, final boss of Star Wars media. Have, like, every ship, every good guy ship from every show and every book and everything here. Let this be the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everyone is here of Star Wars media. I need you to understand that J.J. Abrams decided the climax to a Star Trek film should be Kirk riding around on a dirt bike while a Beastie Boys song plays. Don't trust him with any form of media that doesn't involve crayons. I'm so sorry. Like, well, 90% of my Star Trek knowledge is just of the fact that most of, like, fandom and, like, especially shipping culture comes from housewives in, like, the 60s who really, really, really wanted Spock and Kirk to make out. And that really makes me happy. My vision... Y'all would hate to see me do a rewrite of Rise of Skywalker. I really want to now. I really want to make that into a video. It'll be my O.J. Simpson if I did it. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is one of the best war stories ever told, one of the best father-son relationships ever portrayed, and the best damn baseball story ever filmed. Actually, are you familiar with the first Twilight movie? Because I think that has the best baseball scene ever put to film. So don't come into my Twitch chat and lie to me when the Twilight baseball scene is sitting right here on the table. I'm Luke fucking Skywalker. Why am I capturing command posts and not slicing these guys up? Violence is not the Jedi way.
Hostile reinforcements are dropping.
Then why does my lightsaber slice so cleanly through stormtrooper armor? I love Star Wars! Fuck yeah! Send that old man to hell! Where he fucking belongs! Oh my god! Childhood dream fulfilled. When I was a kid, aww, that's sweet. That makes me happy. When I was a kid, I had Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I beat the campaign. I could not, for the life of me, finish a Galactic Conquest run. I could not finish a Galactic Conquest run to save my life. And I wanted to do all of them. I wanted to beat it as every single faction. Because I was autistic, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool if I could do it as the bad guys, and then the good guy. I could do it as the separatists, and then it's like I'm doing it as the Republic, and I'm like saving the galaxy, and then the Republic turns into the Empire, and I'll do it as the Empire, and then I can do it as the Rebellion, and it'll be like it'll be just like the movies kind of. And to finally have that, but I sucked at video games because I was like 7. So to have that childhood dream fulfilled, it warms my heart. I'm never opening the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection again. I have half of mine to just delete it off my PlayStation, but I'll leave it. I'm thinking about, I might edit down my entire like rant about Star Wars. And upload that on the main channel. So yeah, happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Thanks for watching. I know this is going up on the 5th, but Revenge of the 5th or whatever. If you're watching this the day it came out, I'll be on Twitch playing more of the Revenge of the Sith game. So go check me out if you're watching this day of release. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Take care of yourselves, drink lots of water, and please, as always, have yourselves a damn good one.